Do a quick tour of my Minecraft world I've been working on for a couple of weeks. Um, Thought it'd be kind of cool way to start this off in case I want to start doing some playthrough videos. Uh, what you're looking at right now is my house. Mainly for this world, I did use it's mostly survival. I did some creative stuff, mainly those were building creative because I didn't want to build the materials, and so I could fly in it and have to keep falling down. Trying to build that because making pixel art is kind of hard. But the majority of this was done on survival. So first, this is the house. As you can see, it's nothing huge. It is for me kind of one of the nicer houses I've built. Just kind of build the super artful ones, but as far as like having all the columns and everything, that's new to me. As well as adding the banners. 'Cause I haven't played this in a while. I'm playing on the Windows 10 version, so I'm kind of just learning all the new aspects of the game. Kind of get rid of the zombie, but worried about it later. Can't get out now. Go into the house. Got a few of my pets here. Um, I stopped bringing the dogs around with me because I'll show you later. I did lose a few of them. I ended up making grave sites out there for them. But yeah, I've stopped bringing them around because it's too much of a heartbreak every time. But yeah, I planted a couple trees in here. Just thought that'd be kind of cool to make it like an arboretum. Um, they did not grow this big, admittedly. I have an axe with silk touch, so I was able to add some blocks onto the outside. Make them bigger, just look like it's filling out the room more. And then I added a waterfall. Obviously, it goes into my tank here, and you can see there's going to be more downstairs. We can see from another angle. There's a second tank downstairs you can't see from up here. Um, Built a fountain that I did with the nether quartz. Real easy to do. I think it looks better than some of the stone fountains. So generally, I do the water stuff I always like to do with the quartz. Upstairs, not a whole lot going on, so it's pretty brief. As you can see, I built the waterfall coming down over there. Really just my bed. I haven't found a good use for this space. Uh, so still kind of working out the kinks of that. But most of everything's carpeted up on the first main levels. Obviously, I have my loom, jukebox, chest. These are kind of just junk chests, as you can see. I don't have any rhyme or reasons in these chests. They're kind of the stuff I don't usually hold on to, but something I need at different times. I keep my emeralds in this one. I know it looks good if you spread them out, but at the same time, it looks a lot more full in the chest. So, dollar bills. But this chest was going to be used for different dyes. I didn't get around to really filling that one up, but that's mostly the upstairs. I do put up all the banners I get from the raids. I've traveled around this world pretty much a lot. I think I found 6 villages so far. I mean, obviously these worlds are pretty much infinite, so there's more out there. These are just the ones I've gotten from either this town being raided them, and you'll see the city in a little while. What's on there. So going upstairs, here's just found. Not sure what that noise. I've been trying to figure that out. If you can comment if you know what it is, I would love that because I've been trying to figure it for a long time. Here's the tank from downstairs. I can't get those tropical fish out of that corner, so those did not look as cool in the didn't look the same as I thought. But here's where I keep all my stuff, and that continues in the other room. But this is how I store all my chests. Just using frames to mark what's inside of each chest. Then I just put the smelters on the end. Same deals we're going to be here is the second fish tank. This one's all tropical fish. I put some glowstone in there to light it up. They don't want to come off the bottom. I just don't understand that. I'm sure there's some reason. There's something I'm doing wrong. Something I haven't learned. But there's a coral reef near the house, or basically when I go to the north, so I can pull a lot of them out of there. But more smelters. This is kind of what I like to call my trash can, so I can throw any useless blocks in there. Then not have to try to find ways to store them. So I store diamonds, same deal. Like to spread them out. And yeah, that's kind of how I do this. As far as storage goes and everything, it's kind of how my downstairs setup. Just try to make it semi-neat because usually I'm pretty lazy about putting my chest rooms together, but I decided to do something a little nicer. But going down to the mine shaft, I guess I'll have to come back for this because my inventory is a mess. But going down to the mine shaft, I did do a little bit of this on creative with these. This was early in the game when I started playing it. I'm just gonna hop out since there's already one down here. I guess it went too. But these are my mine shafts. As you can see, I've done quite a few of them, going in multiple different directions. They'll cut through both, intersecting. They're on perpendicular to each other. I did this one, and I don't have my coordinates on, but this is about a 7 Steve, so I just didn't. I thought I'd come up to 12, and I started up here. I haven't done a whole lot at this level yet, but just to find more diamonds. I was finding a ton down at the 7 and 8 level, but decided to just come up a little higher, make sure I wasn't going to miss anything. And I'll kind of just work all in between. But that's what that is. Not a whole lot else going on down here. I'm gonna have to hop out of this minecart when I reach the top of the rail here, because obviously there's another minecart sitting up there, and I'll remove it after the video. But yeah, that's most of the house. So let's go outside. On the outside house, obviously I planted the flowers and everything. It was actually super easy to find because, as you can see, that hill is completely littered with them, and it goes back a long, long ways. I did add that little waterfall in just for a little water effect. Added the banners. The main thing I would say I'd use on Creative, and I kind of touched on this earlier, is the pixel art. I built this deck literally just to view these. These were things, admittedly, I was playing late. I didn't want to have to mine all these blocks, but I wanted to do something like this. But those are like my favorite Star Pokemon, and obviously Jolteon was my favorite Eevee evolution. So I just added those, and I always thought those were fun to do. I always liked, when I was younger playing this, seeing those that people built, and it seemed like it was a real creative way to add something to Minecraft. So I built some myself. I'm gonna go to bed real quick, and then once I wake up, I will go over the rest of it because I don't like doing the tour at night while there's a bunch of mobs out. It'll just be a pain in the butt trying to do it all. I'm back here, and then, by the way, this is what my guy looks like. I'll take everything off of him so you can see. But yeah, that's what he looks like. It was just one of the, you can piece them together with the generators. That was a whole new concept to keep in mind, having not played this in a little bit. So, but that's what he looks like. I got these out of a couple villages. There's 2 on that side too, but I found them in a couple villages. Okay, I did not tell you can not sit. I'll figure that out later. I might have to sit outside. There is the orange tower I built. That was actually one thing that I did completely by survival. I went out to that desert village. The only thing on that that's creative is those fence posts on the top, because I couldn't figure out how to get on top of it without. I mean, I guess there was a way to do it, but at that point I also didn't want to try to jump down. I had made little pools along the side of it, but I was so nervous to die, and with all the experience I'd earned at that point, I did end up using the fence posts and then basically using creative to get down. Built a path out this way. For the rest of the path, you can see the village kind of comes back here. I use these stone blocks. I'm not crazy about the path unless it's like, through wilderness type stuff. But when it's like kind of like a city like this, I just wanted it to look more, a little nicer. Let's see here. So going back here, here's what I was talking about when I said I had some grace for my dogs. I actually made like little tombstone tunes. Admittedly, I got that idea watching PewDiePie play through how to build those. They're pretty dang simple, but just having something like that, I thought it looked real nice. This tower, I basically just use it as a sniper tower for mobs. I have a pretty good bow on that use, but as you can see, going up, these are pretty empty levels. I'm sure I'll add something at some point. But it does give you a pretty nice view over there. That's my monster spawner over there. It's nothing fancy at all, and frankly, it's an eyesore, so I need to figure out something to do with it. But it serves a purpose. You can chop them in a guy where it filters out the, or drops the, supplies into chests below it. So that's all that is. Nothing too fancy about this one. Just kind of bored one night and decided I want to add something, so I put like 5 levels on that. Going back, just a lava fountain. Again, had way more redstone than I knew what to do with, so I decided to make blocks, and that's how I ended up using it. Chamber room, incredibly basic. There's nothing going on there, so I won't dive into that too far. There's my nether portal. Just a cow pasture up here, used for food and stuff, and add a little mini waterfall for that to kind of add like a, water supply for them. But obviously, they don't actually drink the water; just look nice. Here we'll go into the city towards the city next. Built this swimming pool in with that new. I honestly can't remember what these are called, but use that new fencing because I did go into the new nether with the update and everything, and started mining some of that a little bit. Didn't do a ton, but I knew I had enough for the fence, so I used it for that. But yeah, that's my pool. These are the horses. I'm glad that I did end up naming all Barry, Ivan, and Brutus. Brutus obviously being the only intimidating name in the whole bunch. But don't ride them a whole ton. But it was kind of a cool feature to have, and since I found the horse armor, wanted to make a stable for them. I've had a bunch left over, but I didn't want to just collect a ton of horses. I added this bridge in. Some of these houses I actually made myself. not these two. But I did it because I wanted to like add more villagers. That way I could do more trading. Like that farmer, I actually found something that I changed zombies over to villagers to add to my village because they'd be around or nearby, so it's easier than trying to go source from somewhere else. Little farm I added. This one was more just kind of an artsy thing that I just did for fun. Built a little church. Go in, you can see there's the altar stage, the pews and everything. But once I saw there was stained glass, and I hadn't played this in a long time, thought it'd be something fun to add to the game. Let me see. That's one of the houses I built. Didn't build that. As you can see, I pretty much kept it strictly to what the game generated ones or the stylings of that are. Yeah, I think this one I would have also built. These were already here, some of these fences and stuff. I did because there's a chasm that goes right through here. I covered some of it. I wanted to leave it open though, so I could still get to it. But I mean, obviously it's way down there. I don't want villagers falling in there, so I just decided to fence it off. Another big found I made, always sticking on nether quartz. This farm was always here. Let me see here. That farm I added. I did a big melon farm because sometimes it's easier just to get melon. Take a bunch of on a journey when get it quickly for versus killing all your cows in a pasture to have a full stack. So I just go with melon. It's a lot faster for short journeys and stuff too. I did do this in the prairie biome. I found some forest biomes there. I just think it's so much easier to work in a prairie. It's a little flatter. The chest I have down in my supply room is completely full of dirt, but I mean you can level out the ground pretty easy. Here's my sheep pasture. Use this for all the beds and stuff. I decided just to go with blue and red just for fun. I had the dye left over, so that's why I have a bunch of these. Eventually, I'll have this whole pin filled up, but I don't want to eventually slow down the game, so I do that. This building, it's honestly really simple. It's just 10 beds in it's kind of uniquely shaped, I guess, with the roof. That roofing, by the way, it's the same one that's on my house and all these other houses. To me, it's kind of a pain to do, but at the same time, it's totally worth it. I think it looks 10 times better, especially in the ends to do the reverse stairs. Looks 10 times better. It looks more, I guess just cleaner. But yeah, it's just basic 10 beds. That was when I started adding villagers. I didn't want them to despawn or basically just wander off. So I did make this room simply for the fact that way they would hopefully go in there. I know I've seen 3 villagers that basically started living here. So that was the whole point of that. But that's basically all I did for my village. I just going to show you the monster spawner real quick. Really, the only reason I wanted, like I said, that's the reason I wanted to do this, baby horse. Reason I wanted to do this is I'm considering starting like a playthrough world, but I wanted to kind of show and see if there's any interesting. See what somebody's are starting to fall now. I'm standing over here, but I wanted to go ahead and build to see if there's any interest for a playthrough, or just kind of see what folks were looking for. So yeah, that's basically my main reason for doing this. Just wanted to just kind of show it off and see if there's any interest there. But like I said, this spawner is literally watching PvP. Actually, it's the only reason I knew I'd do it. I did do this in creative, admittedly, because I did add some monster spawners up there. I only did it recently though, so most of my levels completely on my own. But obviously, it's pretty easy to do here. You just I was using shift to steal, but then just they're mostly one hit. I haven't seen too many. Also, my sword's pretty powerful, so that's part of it. But the stuff does filter in the bottom here. So it's a lot easier to collect. Apparently, there's a carrot in there now. But yeah, that's pretty much it for our world. And I'll see you next time.